Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2011 Legislative Session Review. I hope there's a lot of people out there because there's several of us here in Dell. We're trying something new to kind of make sure that licensed child care providers hear from us all about the legislative session. So thank you for joining us for this first session review. With me here tonight are a couple important people. Mary Kay Quinlan with the Southwest Service Area Manager, Amy Blondin with Government and Community Relations Manager, and Bob McClellan, Assistant Director for Licensing Oversight. Are you folks seeing that on your screen? Because my screen hasn't moved.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Then I'm just going to trust that it's there. For some reason, my connection went off. So I'm hoping right now that you're next looking at today's agenda. And we have a couple things we want to get done tonight in our conversation with you. We want to first of all talk about changes for child care licensing. We know that's very important to you as child care providers. We want to make sure you know everything that's happened in the last session. Second, we want to make sure that we update you on other early learning issues because they certainly affect you as child care providers. Third, we want to be able to answer questions that you have. And just so you know, we're going to be covering a lot of information. We're going to leave time for questions because we surely want to do that. We're also going to be recording this webinar so you can look at it again and again if need be. And we'll be posting it online so you can watch it again if you want to do that as well. So let's start right in with child care licensing bills. And Amy, I'm going to let you take that over.
Okay. Thanks, Betty. Hi, everyone. This is Amy Blondin. I'm the Government and Community Relations Manager here at DEL. As Betty said, we're going to cover quite a bit of ground tonight. So if you do have questions, just go ahead and type them in to your to the screen that you're seeing. There's a little section to type in questions. We're doing it that way just because there are so many folks on the line that we don't want to be talking over each other. So I'm going to start with child care licensing bills. And there was a lot of energy around licensing this session. And, you know, we think there are several reasons for that. But certainly one of the main reasons was the child care licensing report that we delivered to the legislature in January of this year. The legislature asked us in their budget last year to make recommendations for how to move child care licensing forward, including you know, non-expiring licenses, moving forward with new technologies, perhaps moving to weighted rules and rulemaking processes differently. So we think that report was really something that helped generate some ideas and move us forward this session. And you can find that report on our website. The link is on the slide there. So I'm going to talk about the first bill you see here, which is House Bill 1903. It was sponsored by Representative Tina Orwell. It creates a new portable background check for those working in licensed child care. The great thing about this is this background check will be good for 3 years, and employees can use it to work in more than one child care facility. The registry where we house the information about these portable background checks is going to be built as a module into our online tool, which we call Merit. And licensed providers will be required to report their resignation or termination of employees to DEL within 24 hours if it involves negative actions or criminal activity. I want to mention that, you know, right up front so that it doesn't appear as if this is a 3-year pass of any sort. But what it does do is it creates a little bit more flexibility. We've heard from lots of providers that, you know, it's hard we have to double staff rooms while we're waiting for background checks to clear, and that really creates a burden for us. And this is a way to give you that flexibility that you need to staff your program. It also is really about increased safety. As part of House Bill 1903, fingerprint checks for anyone applying for a background check for the first time starting July 1st of next year, 2012, will be required. Currently, only those who have lived in a state less than 3 years have to do a fingerprint check, and this moves to fingerprint checks for everybody. And this is really an increased safety measure to make sure that those who are working have unsupervised access to children in child care really have that stringent background check process. There is a one-time $45 fee for current licensees to set up this registry. That is something that was included in the bill. The thinking behind that is this is a benefit for licensed providers because of that portability factor and because you won't have to double staff rooms. And so that is the reason why licensed providers are being asked to help fund the setup of the registry. A couple other pieces about 1903. By July 1st of 2013, licensed providers and child care employees qualified before July 1st of 2012 to have unsupervised access to children in care must submit a new background check application to DEL. This is just to make sure that everyone is in the background check registry by July 1st of 2013. So that gives a little time for folks to all get into the system. Another provision in House Bill 1903 is that licensed child care providers may cover or share the cost of fees for employees if they choose. We heard from some entities that they wanted to do that and not require individual employees to pay the cost of the background check themselves. So the bill does include that. It also asks DEL to work with several entities, including the state K-12 agency, the Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction, and educational service districts to work together on how we can better coordinate our common background check activities. And we have a report back to the legislature due in December of this year.
This is Mary Kay Quinlan, the Southwest Service Area Manager. And the next bill we wanted to talk about is Senate Bill 5625, having to do with non-expiring licenses. This bill was sponsored by Senator Nick Harper. And this bill allows DEL to begin using non-expiring child care licenses. That means instead of a full renewal visit every 3 years, providers in good standing will be issued a license that does not expire. Monitoring visits will continue as they currently are, 18 months for family homes and 12 months for centers. You'll see on this slide what it means to be in good standing and to qualify for a non-expiring license. If someone is not in good standing, DEL will work with the provider to help them move to good standing. If necessary, we can move to a probationary license. Before issuing probationary licenses, DEL must refer the provider in writing to the Child Care Resource and Referral Agency or another resource for technical assistance. DEL may issue a probationary license if after 15 days the provider refuses a referral or fails to respond to DEL's referral. If the provider accepts the referral, DEL, the provider, and the technical assistance provider will meet within 30 days to develop a plan to correct areas of noncompliance. And the provider has 60 days to correct the issues before moving to a probationary license. This bill goes into effect on July 22nd, so anyone with a license that expires before that date must go through the complete renewal process. The main purpose of this bill is paperwork reduction for you, the provider. No more filling out the renewal packet and preparing for a renewal visit. More time to focus on what really matters, the quality child care.
Hey, thanks, Mary Kay. That's what it's all about, isn't it? This is Betty again. The next slide is about Senate Bill 5504, unlicensed child care. This bill was introduced by Senator Tracy Eide, and the bill came to her through a series of very moving testimony when a family whose infant son was shaken by an unlicensed child care provider, and the little boy suffered some really traumatic brain injury. At the signing of this bill, the little boy and his family were there, and it was really moving indeed. So I think it underscores how important having children in licensed care is. What Senate Bill 5504 does is it doubles the penalty that DEL can assess each day for unlicensed care. That penalty is doubled for family homes to $150 per day. The center penalty remains the same at $250 per day. This bill also requires DEL to post on our website information about individuals who are providing unlicensed care and who have not moved forward on the path towards licensure within 30 days of DEL notification. We will post such information on our website on our child care check as well. What this means for you as providers is we are on your side about trying to get unlicensed care out of your neighborhoods. Some people may not know they need a license. Others, however, may disregard the law. In either case, this bill helps us at Dell ensure that those who need a license get it, and people know why it is absolutely critical to look for licensed childcare. Amy, back to you.
Hi, this is Amy again. We're switching up so you don't have to listen to the same person drone on and on, so I hope that's not too confusing. This is Amy Blondin again. Next up, we're talking about House Bill 1776. This has to do with childcare in public and private school buildings. The bill was sponsored by Representative David Frocht. The bill directs DEL to consult with the state fire marshal and others to address health and safety requirements for childcare programs that serve school-age children and are operated in buildings that contain public or private schools that serve children during times in which school is in session. This is something we heard from several people about during the session, really trying to align those rules to the extent possible. This is something we plan to tackle as we review and update our school-age WACs, our school-age rules, this year. So we are moving toward that process shortly, and we'll certainly have more information about this online and in DEL newsletters as we move into action on it.